Hello friends, welcome to my presentation. I am your Kavita. Today we are going to learn about the new topic called data structures in C language. So, let us see what are the objectives that we are going to learn in this session. Are what is data structure, advantages and its applications, types of data structures, array and its advantages, and some examples we are going to see. So, moving on to the topic, what is called data structure? In computer science, a data structure is a data organization. That means we are organizing the data. Management, we are managing the data. Means in big companies like Amazon, Google, they used to get loads of data for every second, right? They need to manage the data and they have to store the data. So data structures are helping in the management of the data, and then enables efficient access. These data structures enables efficient access. That means when we require, we can access the data, and we can also set modifications to that. And more precisely, a data structure is a collection of data values. We are collecting the data values. It's called as a data structure. And simply, to structure the information while storing is called as the data structures. One main important thing about the data structures is it's not a technical language. It's a concept of set of algorithms used to structure the information. Just to structure the information, a set of algorithms are using. This is called data structures. But why we need to study all this? Because use of appropriate data structures enables a computer system to perform its task more effectively, right? By influencing the ability of computer to store and retrieve data from any location in its memory. So because of this performance effectively, we need data structures. So moving on, what are the advantages and real life applications of the data structures? Let's see one by one. Data structures allow information storage on hard disks. Means we can store the data in disks, CDs like this, and these are necessary for designing of efficient algorithms. Different computer systems use different algorithms based on the requirement and based on the business. They need different algorithms. Then these data structures designs the efficient algorithms, then allows safe storage of information on a computer. We can what the information we are storing into the computer, it is safe and secured. And data structures provides means for management of large data such as databases or internet indexing services. And then here I have shown two pictures, one is dictionary and another is Google map. Here also data structures are needed. And then to store a set of fixed keywords which are referred very frequently. Yes, to store a fixed keywords, right? In the Google or anywhere in the social media, when we type 2 3 words, some sentences will come, and when we type 2 3 letters, some words will come. They are the fixed keywords which we refer frequently, so they are fixed by the data structures, by using data structures. And to store the customer's order information in a drive bugger place. What in the sense, customers keep on coming and they have to get their correct food at the right time, right? The payment collection window. For this purpose, data structures are useful, and to implement back functionality in the internet browser, and to store the genealogy information of biological species. I hope you understand the advantages in real life also. Then, types of data structures. Data structures are divided into two types. One is linear data structure and the other one is a non-linear data structure. What is mean by linear data structure? In the sense, the arrangement of elements in a sequential format. Non-linear data structures means one element is connected to the number of elements. Linear data structure is divided into four types. One is array, stack, queue, and linked list. And the non-linear data structure divided into two types, that is graphs and trees. So here left and right images are shown. So the left image is belongs to the graphs and the right image belongs to the trees. And then moving on, we are going to learn linear data structures one by one, just what is what. So first one, array. An array is a collection of similar data type accessed using a common name. We can give common name for all the elements present in the array. The array is similar data type. That means we can't use multiple data types in an array. So if you want the requirement of similar data type in one single one, then we go for the array and we can access it with a one common name. And I'm here provided a picture array in C. Look at that, it's a one dimensional array. This looks like a list and it has some indexes in the brackets. Based on the index value, we can access the information in that location. And a two-dimensional array is like a table. That means it consists some rows and columns. And in C, no limits on the number of dimensions in an array. It means there is a multiple dimensional array also existing in the C language. And stack. What is called stack? A stack is a container of objects. That means it contains some objects that are inserted and removed according to the last in first out principle. It means LIFO principle. What we are inserting first, that will come out at the last, and what we are inserting at the last, that will come out first. For example, when we keep books one after the other, one by one, like a stack as shown in the figure, we will pick up the book which is at the top right first. So as like that stack works, last in first out manner. And a stack is a limited access data structure elements that can be added and removed from the stack only at the top. That means here push and pop operations are done by the top side only. These push and pop operations are called insert and remove operators also, because push works like inserting an element and pop means remove an element. Push adds an item to the top of the stack and pop removes an item from the top. Next, moving on, linked list. It's a third type of the linear data structures. A linked list is a sequence of data structures which are connected together via links. Main important thing is here links. Linked list is a sequence of links which contains items. Yes, here I'm zooming here. See, there are two blocks in each node. One block is called as the data part and second part is called as the address part or link part. Here the address part or link part is connected to the next node. In this address part stores the address of the next node, and then second node address part stores the address of the third node. Like that links are going on, and each link contains a connection to the other link, we know that. And it's a dynamic memory allocation collection type, not a static memory allocation collection type, because no fixed size for linked list here, because the information that we are giving stores in the random memory locations. We don't know which location it's going to be stored, so it's a random memory location and there is no size for it, so no static memory allocation takes place. Only dynamic memory allocation collection type is called as a linked list. And then queues. A queue is a linear data structure that stores a collection of elements. The queue operates on first in first out FIFO algorithm. Means what we are inserting first, that will come out first only. And based on our requirement and based on our business, we use stacks and queues in different ways. And moving on to the next. Example. Array data structure I'm using because it's a basic data structure, right? So I'm explaining example for it. And first of all, what is array? It's a collection of elements of same data type. It's a contiguous memory allocations takes place. In the sense, for integer type of array, if the base address is 2000, then the contiguous memory allocations will be 2000, 2002, 2004, 2006, like that. And that can be individually referred by using an index to a unique number. It means if we know the index value, we can access and we can print the information which are inside that index value, which is stored inside the index value. And then coming to the applications, arrays are helpful to store the elements of the same data. So if we want the same data to store, we can go for the array. If we want to go for the multiple data types, we choose structures, right? Here for similar data we use array, and used for maintaining multiple variable names using single name, and used for sorting the elements, used in CPE scheduling, and can be used in recursive functions also. So these are the applications of the array. And then here I have given a program related to the arrays, starting with the header files hash include stdio.h, hash include conio.h for clear screen console purpose, and starting with the main program and open the flat brackets. Here I am initializing the array of the size 5, and the elements 5 are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Here I want the output of the 5 elements of the array. I have to print 5 elements which are there in the array. So I am taking the help of a iterator called for loop, and initializing I equals to 0, I less than 5, and I plus plus, and printing that array of index value, because array of 0 value gives 10 value, array of 1 value gives 20, like that up to 4 values it will print. Here I have executed this program in a mobile C app, and this output looks like this: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Here I used percentile d and backslash n, right? That's why new line will come and the output will be like this. And then moving on to the next example, sum of array elements. Here also no special header file for the arrays, remember. And then same header files hash include stdio.h and hash include conio.h, starting with the main function. Here I am initializing the array with the size 6, and I am inserting the elements 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Here I want the sum of these 6 elements. For that purpose I am initializing the sum equals to 0, and I am taking the help of I for the iterator, and I am using for loop. Here I am using the logic sum is equals to sum place array of I, and I am, after this for loop executes, comes out of the loop, and printf statement will be executed, total sum will be executed. Here I have executed this program in the same app, and the output will be sum is 40. So thank you friends for listening my presentation. Thanks a lot.